Okay, Ireland-France. What a game! Possibly one of the best games of rugby I've seen in a very very long time. What a match! Breathless from the first to 80th minute. Right up until the last, I think 3-4 minutes, you couldn't tell who was going to win this match. Quite frankly, Ireland have actually won on the try scoring side of things, 3 tries to 2. But on the point scoring side of things, obviously France have come out on top, 30 points to 24. They had a very commanding lead at half time. And Ireland, in my opinion, did win the second half, but they were playing catch up. They lost the contact area, they lost the ruck, and the breakdown was won by the French in the first half, and it was a crucial 20-minute period in the first half, towards the end of the first half, where the game is won and lost. It's not won by Dupont's try on the first minute. It's not won with Jaminek's penalty on the 78th minute. It is won in that 23-minute period in the second half of the first half, where the French keep the scoreboard ticking over. And were consistent in exerting pressure on the Irish defensive line. While they weren't scoring tries, the energy levels of their defence, their energy levels of their counter ruck, their scrum, the fact that they have a very big mobile pack and a very skilled back line. It's refreshing to see the French actually go back into the time machine and go back into the late 90s, and we have the French team of old basically in the modern day, and it is so refreshing. Ireland, for their part, were good credit for their 24 points. They were also playing flair rugby and throwing the ball around. The hand skills by both sides were brilliant. Really entertaining end-to-end game. It's just that period in the first half where Ireland had no points after the Hansen try, and France kept the scoreboard ticking over with penalties from Jaminet, who's got over a 90% kick average on season to season. So he's a metronomical kicker. So if you're going to give a penalty away within 40 metres of the goal, you're more likely than not, 9 times out of 10, going to be conceding 3 points. The Dupont try, literally straight off the kick-off, hits Ireland cold. They're 10-0 down after 6 minutes, including a penalty in there. The Hansen try, they catch France out from a returning kickoff from the Jamais penalty, and Hansen scores. So it's a breathless beginning to the game, and it carried on throughout the 80 minutes. I was really surprised both sides kept that intensity and pace of the game up. It shows how far France have come under Fabien Galtier as coach. Their fitness has improved, their discipline has improved, their energy levels. The skill was never lacking. They've always had skillful players. It's getting all those 15 players on the field plus the bench to click as a unit. Years past, the discipline's gone. And when Ireland after half time had those two quick fire tries in years past, France would have imploded. But Cyril Bay, again, the breakdown, turning over Irish ball in their defensive third. They won the breakdown battle as well. That's where I think Ireland will be, frustrated as they in contact and in the breakdown at the ruck, they were second best. And that's, the penalties in the first half and the breakdown is where the game has been won and lost. On the try-scoring side of things, Ireland outscored France 3 tries to 2. And it was right up until literally the last 3 minutes. We weren't sure who was going to win this game because it was 3 points in it. And then Jaminet slots the winning penalty with 3 minutes remaining. But even then, Ireland was still willing to throw the kitchen sink at it. I mean, the Van der Fleer try off, good set play. That's a deliberate set play from that rolling ball. They're going to do that. They've obviously planned that on the training ground to have a quick line out from a penalty, move quickly, and take the high energy French defence out of it. Avoid getting sucked into that breakdown. They've obviously worked out that could be an issue. The Gibson Park try as well. They hit the French cold, quite literally, at the beginning of the second half. But either way, one of these sides, in my opinion, was going to win the Six Nations. This could be the match where the Six Nations title is decided. Now, France have kept their aspirations to win a Grand Slam intact. Ireland, that losing bonus point, is going to prove crucial, because if France do slip up at any point, that bonus point there by the Irish in a losing cause, while they didn't get the try bonus point because they only scored 3 tries, not 4, that could ultimately also prove crucial come the final weekend. But there's a lot of rugby to play. But the try scoring, I mean, the Hansen try, Van der Fleer, Gibson Park, brilliant. Cyril Bay's try in the second half, that's just good counter-rucking. That's good pressure put on by the French defence to turn over the ball and then turn it into an attacking opportunity. Dupont, I mean, there's a reason why he's the best player in the world, as voted for by his peers. I mean, he's a young exciting player. He's got another decade in the game. Just imagine what he can do in the game. Jaminet as a goal kicker, metronomical. You don't want to give penalties away. And I think Scotland, Wales, and England with their high penalty counts against this French side. If you're going to have a high penalty count, Jaminet with a 90% kick percentage, kick average. If you, let's say, give away 10 penalties, that's 9 of them that he's going to kick from in front of the post. Hypothetically, if it's a scrappy, weather condition affected game, he's going to put them over. He was not fazed by the atmosphere. He was not fazed by the occasion. He is a metronomical goal kicker. And then if he's off form, you got Entermac, who can slot them over as well. And his kick percentage is in the mid to high 80s. So France finally have not just one goal kicker, but 2 goal kickers of high competence and high skill who can slot them from 45, 50 metres out all the way up to right in front of the posts. Carberry, without Johnny Sexton, he had a very, very good game in attack. Organising the defence side of things, okay, maybe not as dominant, but he's been a find as well, showing that there is depth in the 10 jersey if Johnny Sexton is out injured or suspended, and there is a future in this World Cup cycle. But I think what will concern Ireland is the breakdown. A lot of penalties there. They lost that battle. France won that. The French, I think, what will concern them is that 10-minute period at the beginning of the second half where they lost their concentration because they were on top. They got that first penalty, they got the first points in the second half, and you're thinking they've now got control of this game. They can just set free and let the flair take over and rip Ireland to pieces. And it wasn't the case because they just lost concentration from that line out. There was a spell where Ireland were on top, and then the Cyril Bay try swings it back in their favour, and then after that it was a very even contest, and it was just the breakdown area where France had the upper hand. But a thoroughly entertaining game, possibly one of the best games I've ever seen. It's so hard just to break down the whole 80 minutes. But I think Ireland can be frustrated with their discipline and being second best at the breakdown. So that's the areas they've got to focus on. But that losing bonus point is going to prove crucial. But not getting that try bonus point could also prove crucial as well. And the same for France. While they win the game, not getting a try bonus point could also prove crucial should it come down to points differential. That could prove the case. They are the only unbeaten side left in the competition, but there's some tough games ahead. Let's say weather conditions have an impact later in the tournament, like they did in the Wales-Scotland game, for example, and it is a scrappy game. Not having that bonus point there, it can hurt you. But thoroughly entertaining game. And obviously, last night, the Italian under-20s beat the English under-20s. So it doesn't matter what level you're playing at, senior squad, the youth squads. I mean, it's very interesting times. There's some great young players coming through for all 6 sides. We've seen some of the young talent this evening. We've seen some of the young talent in the first game. That is going to be a hard game to surpass for entertainment value in this tournament. But France thoroughly deserved the win, and on a different night, it would be 30 points to 24 to Ireland. It was that kind of game where the momentum was swinging like that. It was end to end, it was open, it was entertaining, but it's that 23 minutes in the first half where Jaminet is just kicking the penalties, and it's the counter ruck as well and the contact where France have won this game. But other than that, that was the 2 best Northern Hemisphere sides going head to head for 80 minutes, going toe to toe, and France, for me, are the team to beat. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below. And I'm not even including the Jaminet disallowed try, because if that's allowed, it's a different scoreline. Obviously, France are more comfortable. But even so, I mean, the energy levels that both sides put in, there's going to be some bruised bodies, in the morning. But fantastic game. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, please place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will have some more videos for you very, very soon.